So over the last 2 weeks on this channel, I've been conducting a little bit of an experiment, because you'll notice I haven't posted any long-form videos, but instead I was posting a bunch of shorts, specifically 2 3-part series shorts talking about why modern consoles suck and why modern consoles rock. And in those, I just took some generally good and generally bad things about the Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch, and put them into a 1-minute video to see how people responded. And the whole point of that was for this video, to talk about why modern console culture sucks. After I finished posting all the shorts for the positives and the negatives, I started to look at the view count, the comments, the like to dislike ratio, everything, to begin collecting data on how they were received. And I came to basically 3 conclusions, and we're gonna just go through each of them here. And the first one is that the modern console wars are cringe. See, I've been in the gaming scene long enough that I remember a time when the console wars used to be kind of like Full Metal Alchemist, where it was equivalent exchange. One group would say, hey, we have all this with our console, which is better than this other console. And then the other console fans would say, that's true, you do have that, but we have this. And it would just go back and forth, and it would allow each of the fans to realize something good and accept it from the other console brand, but then point out something good that theirs had, and then the other group would see that and say, that's true, but, and it would just go back and forth. There was never a 100% winner or 100% loser, because every console has its benefits and disadvantages. And that part is still true today. Every console still has its benefits and disadvantages. However, well, the fan base has become way worse. Not all of them. I'm fully aware that there are people like me who just have 1 or 2 or all 3 of the consoles and just like them because they like them, and that's it. And that's the kind of fan base that I like to sort of associate with and talk with about the good and bad of each of the consoles. But there is a very vocal minority, at least I hope it's a minority, of people who leave comments about how if you like this brand of console, your taste is trash, and if you don't buy this particular console, you're never going to get the good games. And this is the case with all 3. Granted, it does vary in terms of the intensity, where Nintendo fanboys really just kind of ignore the fact that Nintendo is extremely anti-consumer and that their exclusives are fantastic, which they are, but it's okay that Nintendo is like 2 generations behind on their online services and their voice chat functions. And then Xbox fans who just cling to the good old days and hope those return, while saying that once they do, Sony's done for. And then the Sony fanboys who go watch my Portal video and read the comments. The point is that for the kind of person like me who just buys a console because it has the game they want to play, and that's their only reason behind it, it looks really cringy when one group of fans is arguing with another group of fans about how their plastic device with an SoC inside and custom software only designed to run games is better than the other group's piece of plastic with an SoC inside running custom software only designed to play games. And that brings me to point number 2. It's not about the games, it's about the brand. And the way I came to this conclusion was by reading the comments in the Why Modern Game Consoles Suck videos, because I would see, not an insignificant amount of times, people commenting on, let's say, the Xbox version of that video about how something the Xbox does is still better than PlayStation, even though that video had nothing to do with PlayStation, it was only about the Xbox. Because when you look at a game that's made for both consoles, at the bare minimum, it doesn't matter which console you play it on. It really doesn't. If you like playing Call of Duty, it's available on both consoles, so just play it. And another reason why I came to this conclusion was because when I was reading reviews for Starfield, a game that is exclusive to the Xbox and to PC, I saw a ton of people saying that they were super unhappy that it didn't come to PlayStation because they wanted it to be on PlayStation. And I understand that there are some people who are upset because they own a PlayStation and they don't want to go spending the money on an Xbox or a PC. And for those people, that's completely understandable. But when you see video game streamers with their multi-$1,000 PCs sitting next to them that could handle Starfield with ease, complaining that it doesn't play on PlayStation, it becomes extremely apparent that your hatred is not because you don't get the game you want because it's limited to one console, but because it doesn't play on the piece of plastic that you want it to. Like, the difference between being a fan and a fanboy is a very fine line, in my opinion, because for me, I am a fan of Apple, but I hate a lot of the stuff they do with the anti-consumer stuff, and I really don't think that they should be serializing different components of their phones, like backglass, stuff like that. And so, because I am critiquing them and I don't like certain things they do, but it works best with my workflow, and I do like their designs, I think that I'm a bit of a fan. But I'm willing to critique them. The difference with that and being a fanboy is that if I were an Xbox fanboy, for example, I would say that nothing Microsoft has ever done with the Xbox has been wrong. And I would completely justify the red ring of death with the 360 era, and I would totally say that them not upgrading the controller for this generation of consoles is fine, and I would have no complaints. Everything that they would do would be just perfect, and that's no way to be a fan. That's the way to be a fanboy, and that's a way to be cringe on the internet. When I say that it's not about the game and it's about the console for these people, I hope you take away one thing from it, which is that if you enjoy a game and you want to play that game, just get the thing that plays that game and enjoy the game itself. Because at the end of the day, it's called gaming, not consoling. Consoling is what a lot of fanboys need after they're told that the game they wanted to play on their piece of plastic with an SoC inside and custom software that runs games doesn't get the game they wanted. But for everybody else, game on. And the last thing I learned when making this short video series was that negativity sells. Now, I already kind of knew this, and this is definitely not something specific to gaming, but it does become much more noticeable with gaming and gaming content because you have a very particular fan group who likes to go after people. And no, I'm not saying a particular fan group like a particular console, but a particular fan group like just a certain kind of fan. See, because when I made the short series, Why Modern Game Consoles Suck, the most views I got was 16,000 views on a single short video. And that was because it was about the Xbox, it was a bunch of negativity, and a bunch of people saying, well, yeah, Xbox has always sucked. And it was just a ton of people dogpiling the Xbox. And even the PlayStation video got roughly about 2,000 views, and the Switch one, well, I think everybody can agree that the Switch is kind of on shaky legs right now. But yeah, the Xbox and PlayStation videos got a ton of views when I talked about why they sucked, both from people defending them, bashing them, agreeing with me, all of it. But that's covering all the negatives. When I posted positives talking about why modern game consoles rock, not only did I get a bunch of comments saying that I was just justifying or coping or telling me why what I said actually meant the console sucks, but the most views I got on a single video in that was 2,000 views, compared to 16,000 on the negative side. I mean, it paints a pretty clear picture right there. And it's just kind of depressing because I hate being negative about things, and it really does frustrate me when that's what sells, because it means that when I post about something sucking, like the PlayStation Portal, when I post that video, it gets a ton of views and it gets equal amounts hate, love, conversation, the whole 9 yards. But when I post something positive, I try to say, I really like this, especially in the gaming scene. It just doesn't get traction because people want to see controversy. They want to see a reason to hate something because it's not specific to the thing they like, and it's so bad. So I mean, yeah, the takeaway from this little experiment that I conducted with these 2 short series was that the modern console wars are absolute cringe, and if you take part in it, you are equally cringe, especially if you're a game company. Anybody remember Quantum Error? We can't play it on any other console because it needs the SSD for the PS5, and then we get this. Oof, it's almost worse when modern game developers take part in the console wars. It's almost extra cringy, but either way, the modern console wars are cringe. It's not about the games for some people, it's just about the brand or the console that they want to play the game on, and, well, negativity sells, which sucks, because for me, gaming is just a fun, lighthearted way to sort of escape reality for a little bit of time and enjoy a nice little detour into whatever the game happens to take you through. And there's no reason to be negative about that. Either way, that's been it. Let me know what you all think in the comments down below. This is probably going to be the last gaming / console related thing that I'll do for a while, just because I really don't have anything else to say. I think I've said my piece, and I might try to get my hands on a PlayStation Portal just to try it, but we'll see. And that's it. If you enjoy this kind of video, make sure to give it a like. If you want to see more like this, definitely make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more videos like this. And there's some fun stuff coming up. I'm reviewing an ROG Ally. I've got some thoughts on the Microsoft Surface Laptop Go, which has been a fun little thing that I've been playing around with. And I'm going to do some long-term reviews, and that's about it. I'm done rambling. Thank you so much for sitting through this video. I hope you enjoyed this little experiment. Let me know if you have any other experiments you want me to do. And that's it. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for being here, and have a good one.